fabled heat, where magic meets desire. Subscribe to ignite the fantasy.
The chamber pulsed, not with life, but with a dark, thrumming energy that resonated deep within my bones, a vibration that felt hungry. 3 figures moved around me, slow, deliberate, each step a measured beat in a terrifying symphony, predators circling, and I, the foolish prey. I'd always been clever, perhaps too clever for my own good, a knack for shadows, a talent for misdirection, and a complete disregard for the warnings whispered in the market squares. For 3 years I danced on the edge of disaster, relieving the most powerful, the most dangerous men in the kingdom of their excesses. Jewels, ledgers, secrets, I'd taken them all, always careful, always leaving no trace, until now. Kale's gaze was the first thing I registered. It wasn't a look of anger, not precisely. It was assessment, a slow, scorching appraisal that burned through my clothes and settled on my skin like a brand. His eyes, the color of storm clouds before a tempest, held a dangerous amusement. They knew, they'd known for a while, hadn't they? Let me believe I was untouchable, let me grow bolder until this moment. Did you truly think we wouldn't notice, little thief? His voice was velvet-wrapped steel, a dangerous contradiction that sent a shiver down my spine. It wasn't a shout, not a demand. It was a purr laced with a threat. I swallowed, my mouth suddenly dry. Asher, he was the wall, a solid, immovable barrier blocking the only exit. His body, a sculpted masterpiece of muscle and power, radiated heat even from this distance. He didn't speak, didn't need to. His presence was enough, a silent promise of restraint and something else, something darker. I could smell him, pine and leather, and something inherently male, a scent that stirred a forbidden awareness within me. And then there was Elian, the most dangerous of them all, not because of his physical strength, though he possessed plenty, but because of his magic. It wasn't a visible force, not at first. It was a subtle pressure against my skin, a tingling sensation that quickly escalated into a constricting coil. It felt intimate, like a lover's embrace, but one that promised not comfort, but complete and utter control. The air around me crackled with it, raising the hairs on my arms. My breath came in shallow gasps, each inhale a painful reminder of my constricted lungs. Elian's magic tightened, forcing my chin up, exposing the vulnerable curve of my throat. The scent of ozone and something ancient, something wild, filled my nostrils. I tried to look away from Kale, from the predatory gleam in his eyes, but Elian's spell held me captive. 3 years of stolen glances across crowded ballrooms, of suppressed hunger when they were near, of carefully constructed indifference masking a growing, terrifying fascination. 3 years culminating in this. The crackle of magic, the heat of male bodies closing in, the inevitable surrender. My mind raced, desperately searching for an escape, a loophole, a way to talk my way out of this. But I knew with a sickening certainty that it was useless. They weren't interested in jewels or ledgers. They weren't interested in punishment, not in the traditional sense. "What were you hoping to gain, Lyra?" Kale asked, taking a slow step closer. His voice was softer now, almost a whisper. "Did you think you could simply take from us and remain unscathed?" I forced myself to meet his gaze, to project an air of defiance I didn't feel. I needed the resources, I managed, my voice barely a breath, for my people, a pathetic excuse, even to my own ears. Kale's lips curved into a sardonic smile. Such noble intentions, how touching. He reached out, his fingers brushing against my cheek. The touch was surprisingly gentle, but it sent a jolt of electricity through my body. But nobility doesn't excuse theft, does it? Asher shifted, his movement a silent warning. He didn't approve of Kale's delicacy. He preferred a more direct approach. I could feel his gaze on me, assessing my reaction, gauging my fear. Elian's magic intensified, wrapping around me like a second skin. It wasn't painful, not yet. It was anticipatory, a slow, deliberate buildup of power. "You underestimated us, Lyra," he said, his voice a low rumble that vibrated through my bones. "You thought you could play with fire and not get burned." I closed my eyes for a moment, bracing myself. This wasn't about repayment. It was about something far more profound, far more dangerous. They wouldn't just take what I'd stolen. They'd take my freedom, my pride, my will. They'd take everything. "We have plans for you, little thief," Kale murmured, his breath warm against my ear. "Plans that involve far more than simply returning what you've taken." A tremor ran through me. I opened my eyes, meeting Kale's gaze once more. The amusement was gone now, replaced by a cold, calculating intensity. I saw a reflection of my own fear staring back at me, and a flicker of something else, something that looked suspiciously like desire. You're going to enjoy this, Lyra, Asher said, his voice a gravelly growl, more than you think. Elian's spell tightened, and I knew, with a chilling certainty, that my surrender was complete. The inevitable had arrived, and a part of me, a dark, hidden part, was almost eager to see what they had planned.